There's an understanding that if we eat food that is well grown in fertile, natural soils, if we eat food that has been prepared with love, slowly, with integrity, it cannot but enhance and flavour our own consciousness and therefore our thinking process. So thinking food has been hovering around my own work as an artist for many a year, and every day, every mouthful became the environmental challenge and guide to a way that we could think about food as having an impact politically on the whole of our culture. That if we thought about what went into our mouths every day, every mouthful, we would then become seriously environmental activists, making a difference to what happens to the whole of our society and the world condition.
Misha and I have touchstone collaborations. We're working with the BDA, with Hawkwood, and we've created some food to share with you. But just before we do that, just to give you a little bit of a context in terms of Taste Garden and a wider project that the arts and research project that we're doing called Thinking Food. How can we think differently about food, and how can food help us think differently? And a really core element of the work that we're doing is bringing food to the table, bringing food right into the heart of the conversations, experiencing food as part of a thinking process. And projects are evolving with Hawkwood College, with the Field Centre, which is a very inspiring project emerging at the Ruskin Mill Trust, a building that is building itself. We are working with the Asher Centre and a project in South Africa looking at how to create a biodynamic urban food garden with young people growing up in Sophia Town who may have no experience with soil. And then just to briefly give you a sense of the journey of this food to this table, the bread that we're sharing has been baked by Daphne Lambert, who is an extraordinary nutritionist and cook, now in a residency at Trill Farm, who is also Nietzsche's Soil Sister. They have a long-time collaboration called Soil Sisters. The olive oil.
The olive oil is called Weissflog, but it's actually an Italian biodynamic olive oil. The olives are hand-picked
by virgins.
By virgins in white gowns, and bare feet. And you actually need much less food if it's grown well and has the vitality that we need. The body goes, thank you, I don't need so much of that, and it gets transformed in a completely different way.
I think we're looking for emotional nutrition a lot through our food, and
that's
that makes
what
us
are we
eat
hungry
far more,
for? Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what we're making is raw food pizza. It's for, it's comfort food for people who want to be raw but still getting the emotional thing from their food. So, so the idea that when you're eating something you know and you love, then you're feeding your emotional body as well. So. We do dehydrated base, which is chaga and reishi mushroom on this one, which basically means activating the seeds, which makes them living, brings all the activity alive, brings the enzymes out, releases the enzyme inhibitors, so all the fats turn into fatty acids, proteins into amino acids, and starches into sugars. So it's living food basically. And then you throw some other things in, spices and what have you, and you spread them on a dehydrator, which looks like this.
So the cacao, the raw food.
It's a dehydrator sheet. So you make a wet and a dry mix, and you throw the things in and spread it thinly on here, and then the machine there blows warm air at it at no more than 40 degrees centigrade, which is where the enzymes die until it's crispy dry. So that's the basis. Then we make a fake cheese. So what we're trying to do is replicate the colour, texture, flavour and feeling of it. So we've made it with cashew, a cashew butter which looks like this. And then we made tomato paste out of sun-dried tomatoes, which looks like that. And then this is a like parmesan, which is made out of nutritional yeast and cashews again, and an olive tapenade. They're spread on top with some chopped diced vegetables, some micro herbs, micro greens, carrot and beetroot, which sweetens it up. Then those make our pizzas. Then for most raw beef, live greens are the best. Raw greens have got a lot of the things that are missing from something like meat. So they got chlorophyll in, which is like your blood, like hemoglobin, except the central atom is magnesium instead of iron. So it's really oxygenating. It's got lots of B vitamins.
Don't see any more of these buckets anywhere.
And then we've put in sprouted beans. We sprout them instead of cook them, because when you sprout them, you can see with the lentils here, you're doing the same as cooking. You're breaking it down, except the plant's doing it itself and it's still living. So it's high vibration food. So this is a flaxseed cracker. Flax is really good for crackers. It's full of not amino acids, essential fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3, which normally people get from fish, but really good for you. So we're balancing getting all of the best oils out of it. So it's a really balanced meal. You've got your fats, your proteins, vegetables full of protein. Green leaf is one of the best things you want to eat. If you think of all the animals that live almost entirely on green leaf, you can get almost everything you need from green leaf, and the darker the better generally. So here we've marinated some mushrooms. We marinate it in a vinegar and a salt, so we bring some liquid aminos, and it gives it the feeling of being cooked. It seems like it's being cooked, which is also feeding the emotional body. So for people who are transitioning, gourmet food's very good. This is also a way of making it, they look like toasted, but actually they're just activated and then mixed with some spices and soy sauce. So they seem like it. And what you're doing is you're helping make it easier for people to do what they're doing, which is transitioning. A lot of raw bees don't make gourmet food after a while because it's just too much effort really, and once you stop needing to feed the emotional body, you can do it really easily. You don't need to eat food that reminds you of other food. So I suppose the equivalent of vegetarian sausages. I mean, people say, why do you eat vegetarian sausages when you're a vegetarian? Why not have something else? But it's about the memory you have of when you were young and how you received love. So we're going to put that with we've made a beetroot and walnut hummus, which is really nice for colour. So we've got all the varieties of colour because people eat with their senses really. And so that's what makes it gourmet, building it up, using different dimensions, different colours, and feeding that, and that is a good meal.
And just a big thank you to everybody that didn't moan about the rain, because it would have been so easy to moan about the rain. I didn't really, rain's wonderful stuff. That's why we've got a green and pleasant land. So, without further ado, I'd like to initiate a cuddle puddle, which means just a small opening in the middle. Everybody stand up and let's get really close to each other.